Good morning, chat. Can we sit down and have a talk? Because 2025 has been a lot. Like a little lot. I kind of laughed, cried, I grew, and now I want to talk about the 6 or 7 life lessons that helped transform me this year. So like go grab a snack, get a glass of wine, water, Thanksgiving leftovers if you're still eating them. And I have my list. So I just want to go over or just like review the year in terms of lessons that I have learned that I will carry with me for the rest of my life, because some years nothing happens, and some years, like, wait, however that saying goes, like 10 years, 1 year, 10 years can happen, and 10 years nothing can happen. Well, this has been a year that a lot has happened, personal, career wise. Every area of my life has been touched this year, and in a good way, because like it's growth. So without further ado, let's get this party started. I'm gonna scoot up so this could be more intimate or bring y'all closer, because y'all my friends and I've been like kind of not been on this platform right here, not YouTube anyway. So if you are new here, my name is Iman Chanel. I do lifestyle videos pertaining to my life. Go ahead and click the like button and you can see my intros on other videos, but I just want to really hop into this video. You know, I brought y'all closer. We're more intimate. So life lesson number 1. This year, I really learned how to trust myself. It's a Kendrick Lamar song, and it goes, "This time around, I trust myself." I'm going to just play a little bit right here.
This time around, I trust myself. Please everybody else but myself.
That song right there. I feel like life can humble you in ways that you cannot imagine. And since 2020, I have been on a roller coaster of life changes. It's been one life change after another. And with life changes, sometimes we become timid. And I would never guess that I would be timid, because that's just not my personality. I am timid. Okay, I take that back. I am a lot more introverted than I thought. Like I know I present as the life of the party, but I'm really not. I'm really not. I like to be in the house. But life had so many twists and turns, from divorce to moving up here to losing family members, to starting a new career totally from scratch and not knowing anybody in this career field in South Carolina. And granted, my first year, I didn't make any money. So that first year kind of really humbled me. So, I had to build up my self-confidence back up in myself, trust in myself. And it started with just little things, because at first, when you first start retrusting yourself, it's going to be blind faith. Just trust me on that. It's just going to be blind faith, because at this present time, all you can remember is the losses or the lessons you have taken. So you don't have anything to really be like, so it was really blind faith. And as the year progressed, those turned into evidence started to appear. Oh, I closed this house, that house, I worked through this situation, I did this, so you start building up a reserve, or a reserve of wins that you can say, hey, proof that I am who I think I am, basically, or who I am, who I think I'm becoming. Also, I am who I know myself to be, because with trusting yourself is also a play on, I didn't realize I had imposter syndrome, because up until this point, I've been saying I'm a realtor, I've been doing all the real, but it didn't click, it didn't feel like it. So when you're trying to change your life, you're gonna feel like an imposter at first, especially when when you're taking on a new life. Everything is gonna feel really weird. You're not gonna feel like it's like you're in between two worlds. That's the best way I could describe it. You don't quite fit into your old life, and you haven't assimilated to your new life. And people that you used to know look at you weird. The people that you're trying to know look at you weird. So it's just in a weird, not a weird space. It's a transitional space. And in that space, I had to learn how to trust Iman again. Find Iman and listen to her voice, not anybody else's. And that pretty much is how the year started off the rip. It started off strong, which leads me to the next life lesson. Sometimes growth requires separation, and there's no way around it. That's one of the harder truths that I had to learn this year. Out of all my 38 years on earth, I felt like this is one of my quietest years. This is one of the years that I have been to myself. It's just been me and my kids. Most of the times I be at home if I'm not at a realtor event or a work event, and I barely go out as an adult these days. Last year's habits, patterns, and sometimes people just don't work in your new season. And the faster you realize that, the smoother the transition will be. I'm a Scorpio. I don't know if y'all know that about me. I'm a Scorpio. And not only that, I'm one of the people who hate change. Like, I would stay in a position, I won't say stay in a position, but I have overstayed some situations because I just don't like change. I like things to be, I like security. I like to know what my life is going to look like. And sometimes change is like, it's not that. It's unsafe, unpredictable, and that worries me and stresses me out. So I try to avoid change at all costs. But this year, God was like, no, we got some cleaning up to do around here. We need to just look at what's going on in your life for real, because I feel like and I'm going to keep referring to the last 5 years of my life, because I feel like that's when most of the shifting, like sometimes you have 1 year, 2020 was that year that changed everything for me. Everything, life as I knew it was over. Okay. So I feel like once you start growing as a person, like mentally, physically, financially, even geographically, like I had to move geographically, and a lot of changes has happened. So it made me wiser, it made me stronger. It also made me evolve. We are human beings. Life happens. And we learn, life is on the job training. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but there's no tutorial. There is no group chat to tell you what's going to happen next. But it's on the job training. So as we go through these life lessons and as we have these experiences, we're supposed to evolve. If you don't evolve, and with evolution comes change. We are supposed to change. We're not supposed to be the same person from 5 years. Y'all get what I'm saying. 5 years ago, we're not supposed to be that same person. We're definitely not. And sometimes people got so used to seeing you in one season that they can't imagine you, or they can't take this new version of you, I will say that, or they don't know how to react to this new version of you, because sometimes your elevation highlights some things that they need to work on themselves and they might not be fully ready to work on. With you becoming a better person, you trying to elevate your life, or not even elevate your life, just live a better life. Let's just say that, live a better life. Because when you say, I want to tell you why I don't want to say elevate, because people, when you say elevate, people automatically assume you're talking about money, status. No, because it's some people out here who make less money than you, who don't have the status, but is living way better because they just decided that they're going to have a better life. They picked a better partner. They picked better friends. They did better habits. So yeah, let's clear that up, because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm talking about like just status and money. No. So when you're trying to elevate yourself, like when you're trying to be the best version of you possible, you really have to go back and like, what got you to this point? What you like about yourself? You have to be brutally honest. And sometimes the people who facilitated those behaviors or brought them out of you, you just gotta disassociate yourself with. And it's nothing wrong with that. You just find a way to move on. It don't have to be confrontational. Like, it's just like, where I'm at in my life is not where you at. Like, in Charlotte, I had a lot of married friends. I'm not married anymore. Like, I'm not married. I aspire to be married, but I'm not married anymore. So like the friendships kind of got strained because they were doing marital stuff. I'm going through a divorce. So it was like in life you grow apart from people, and sometimes you grow back together, but you gotta let life happen so you can learn your lessons and they can learn their lessons. So sometimes separation from people is absolutely needed. I will say this year more so than any other year, my circle became a triangle. I'm at the top and there's two other people right here. You probably could guess their names. Let me stop. No, I have friends, I do, but like my circle really became really small. And that's because I think this was a year that I worked on Iman personally. Like, y'all know my representative, but I know me. Like, I know me, and my kids really know me. Like, the people who really know me. So I really wanted to become, I'm really trying to be her. And when I say her, it's the Iman that I know I can be and give it my all. So if I have become distant, if I haven't talked to you in a while, sorry, I've been going after my dreams. Really have been elevating myself. Yeah, separation is one of those tough ones. I think it also, I think I have a bit of survivor's guilt. I didn't realize that like until this year. Certain situations came up and I realized I had survivor's guilt. I also thought I was healed. Like, I thought I was healed with the therapy. Nah, certain situations came up like, oh girl, you didn't heal from that. You really didn't heal from that. So, separating myself, seeking help. Like, nothing's wrong with therapy. You could do it on your phone these days. You could actually talk to ChatGPT. She's pretty good at deciphering, walking through your emotions. But yeah, having systems in place, because when you separate yourself, it's going to get lonely. It's going to feel lonely until you get used to it. I think I'm at the stage where I'm just used to it. I like being by myself most of the time. I do like company, but I like my own company. Hey, what can I say? I like my own company. So you're going to get to the point where at the beginning it's going to feel lonely as hell. And I am aware that I have a 19-year-old, she's in college, and my son's 15, so he only going to have like a couple more years with me. And that's not going to always be my life where I'm by myself. But in this season that I am by myself, let me work hard on Iman. Like, the next couple of blogs are going to be gym, work, just on my shit. I don't know how else to say. I'm going to be so on my shit. And this is the part that I had to work on, because I do have survivor's guilt. And I feel like sometimes you could see, I am one of the people, I could envision my life. I know I could see the next steps. I'm great at envisioning it. And sometimes people around me can't. So they're looking at me like I'm a fool or I'm a crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm just sitting here trying to explain to you so you could go with me, right? And they don't get it. So then you make those steps and now they feeling like they're left behind. And then sometimes you just got to leave them behind and they'll catch up or not. So that's pretty much that. That's this little segment up, because I'm all over the place with this one. Growth requires separation in certain seasons, and you are in that season when everything feels different. Everything around you feels different. You don't have the conversations you used to have with people are not intriguing. You don't want to go out with them. Like, it's just everything bothers you. Like, I couldn't get comfortable just getting along to go along. I couldn't. Like, it was just like, and then when you finally just separate yourself, it's like a breath of fresh air. Not saying that you don't miss the people or that you let go. You do, because when you're trying to become a better person, or when you're trying to elevate your life or yourself, the old you is gonna fight like hell to stay relevant, to stay alive, and you have to go against everything to become that new version of yourself. So that will lead us right into the next one. Okay, so I kind of think we're on lesson 3, and that one is the old me fought like hell to stay, but I still outgrew her. Listen to me when I tell you this. Old habits will fight like hell to stay in your life when you're elevating to new levels. When they said old habits die hard, they was not lying. They were not lying. And mainly because habits are just repetitive. Something you do every day, you don't even have to think about it. So you got to think about, well, you don't have to think about it. That's the point of habits. You do it without thinking, but you have to put intention behind it when you're trying to break a habit, because now you have to replace a bad habit with a better habit, or the best habit if you're an alchemist. But and that is hard because you're kind of changing your default setting. You're not actually just starting a good habit and then rebounding back to the bad habit. You have to break. It has to be a hard break in the bad habits, and that feels like withdrawal. Not even gonna lie, because you find yourself wanting to go back because it's gonna feel hard. With me, I like safe. I thrive in safety. If I'm not safe around people, or if I'm not safe in my finances, in any part of my life, I am very uneasy. I'm not gonna relax, right? So habits are built to give you comfort. You do that, so you have it's almost like a reflex. So when you're breaking habits, you're actually breaking your cycles and rhythms of your day. So that is a very unsafe place for me. That's a very uneasy place for me. And I like to be myself when I'm breaking habits, because I just might snap on you. I just might. Because I'm consciously trying to just rearrange my life in the best ways. And I don't feel like if I'm around people and I'm constantly having to explain myself, that's not gonna work for me. So these two go hand in hand. Like the growth requires separation, and the habits go hand in hand. Breaking bad habits go hand in hand for me. I don't know about for you, but for me, they do. And you can't take old mindsets into new tax brackets. Let me say that one more time. You cannot take old mindsets into new tax brackets, new environments, and new opportunities, because you will ruin it for yourself. Nobody else has to ruin it. You will ruin it for yourself. There was this, so I've been into the Bible lately, right? I'm not a scholar, so I'm not that like that, but it's a part where Opal guy was taking her to a new level, and he told her to wash her face before she goes to this new level. And basically he's telling her to leave the past in the past, because sometimes, and we're all human, so it's never going to be a time where you're going to be fully healed. But as much as you can, do not take old habits, old mindsets into new opportunities, because that will just ruin them. And sometimes we unintentionally do it, because I found myself this year in places and in situations doubting myself, and the people that really had faith in me, I was really looking at myself who do you think you are? Or those were the mindsets that I had to kind of break out of. Okay, you work hard for this opportunity, and now you're getting here looking who, me? Yeah, of course you who else did the work, Iman? So old habits, old mindsets, and new environments don't mix. Separate yourself. Get your mind right before you lose your opportunity. Let's move on into lesson number 4. Rest made me more creative and more productive than grinding ever did. Let me say that for the people in the back. Rest made me more creative and more productive than grinding or hustling or whatever you want to categorize busyness ever did. I say this to my kids all the time. It takes time to be creative. If you have been working a 9-to-5 for majority of your adult life and you become an entrepreneur, that's a big jump, right? And not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. Trust me when I say that. So to go from a 9-to-5 to all of a sudden being your own boss, basically. You have to get creative because you got to find new ways to bring in money, new ways to get clientele in. That takes a minute. If to anybody who's going through that transition, give yourself time. The best thing you could do right now is give yourself time to just be you. This is not a luxury, it's a requirement. Trust me, your body will take a break for you if you don't. So being less busy made me more intentional. Being more intentional made me more conscious of what I was doing, right? In return, made me more money. I made the most money when I was the least busiest because I only did work that was income producing. I wasn't just running around doing anything. So you think that if you cut back on some of your engagements, or if you cut back on doing because some of that stuff that we do, a lot of it is just busy. It's not productive, it's busy. So when I realized I could cut back on some of the busy activity and still be way more productive, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. I made more money. I'm more intentional, and also adds value to who I am because now people value me coming around more because time is not a luxury that I'm willing to just give up so easily anymore, if that makes sense. I value my time more so than I ever did. And the more I value my time, the more money I make for my time. So it goes hand in hand. I know people think that, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Like, listen, we ain't even talking about that. Like, we not even doing that. I'm going to sleep now. I'm going to rest now. And I'm going to live longer. And I'm going to have a healthier life. And I'm going to have a nicer... There's no such thing as balance. Especially when you're in the beginning stages of building something. There's just no such thing as balance. But the more I can get it balanced or close to it, then yeah, I'm going to take it. So I became smarter with my time, smarter with how I was spending my energy. Rest is a requirement. It's not a luxury. Trust me on that one. Life lesson number 5 was a hard one for me because I am genuinely an overgiver. I know y'all was going to say a nice person. I can be very nice, but I am an overgiver. I over accommodate people too much, and I'm learning that about myself. So I am being on reserve now. So I think I heard Beyonce say this in one of her documentaries, but it didn't hit home like it did this year in business. More so you know what? This could apply to a lot of different areas in life. I'm learning to be fair, not nice. Fair, because what I have noticed with myself is that when I'm being nice, I'm not being fair to myself. I'm over accommodating. I'm taking on more of the workload. So I'm learning how to be fair in business, fair in other areas of my life where it's more equally balanced. Like if I'm in a partnership, it's more equally balanced because I don't want nothing to be one-sided. And also, in business, it's good to be stern because you're setting boundaries. Set boundaries. Say it with me. Boundaries. And some people don't like you when you get boundaries, and that's okay. You don't need those people anyway. But yeah, being there helped me set healthy boundaries in my work life, in my personal life, in every aspect of my life. I think I did a whole lot of boundary setting this year. Yep. No boundaries a lot of people benefited from Iman not having boundaries. Now a lot of people are like, I don't like Iman with boundaries, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Being fair honors your time, your talent, your expertise. Because being professional doesn't mean you have to be a pushover. It doesn't mean you have to be the yes man. Does not. Trust me, people will respect you a whole lot more, especially in business. That's what I have learned. When you say your boundaries up front, don't be like, if you know that won't work for you, just say it in a professional way, of course. Or say you have a client that is saying they want this, and this, and this, and this. And if you know immediately that what they're asking for might be a bit much, or something needs to give. Say it in a professional way. Set boundaries, set expectations. That's what it is. Set expectations for how you want people to treat you and how you treat people in your business. That's what I wasn't doing. I was just being nice. I mean, it was being so nice. But yeah, I got me a healthy set of boundaries now, so I don't know. I also think that setting boundaries also helped me become a businesswoman who sets the tone, not one who bends in it. And if you have been in business, you know what I'm talking about. So let the way you conduct your business and yourself be the precedent for everybody who entertains you on a business level. Like, let your last deals say how you want to be handled as a professional and as a person, or how I would handle my clients. I think setting that tone and that precedent and those boundaries up front just saves you a lot of time and headache. And also, it helps you build a brand. It helps you build your reputation. It helps people know what they get when they get you. Basically, yeah. One of the biggest lessons that I have learned this year, and I think one of the best lessons I have learned this year that has helped me in so many areas of my life, is that when you're trying to make your default setting peace, not everything deserves a reaction. Sometimes no response is the best response. This lesson single-handedly has kept me sane this year. Like, a lot of things have happened that I should have, like, quite literally lost my mind, but I didn't. So I think this lesson has kept me together, because one thing I learned is when you don't give a reaction, when you're not reactionary, meaning that a lot of us are reactionary, actually. The more that I think of it, I'm learning not to be. Stuff can happen and it's going to take me a minute to process it before I give you a response, because sometimes our initial response is not the best. And when you go back and look at things in hindsight, I don't like how my hair is looking right there. Okay, sorry. When you go back and look at things in hindsight, sometimes things happen for your good. Like, sometimes things just happen and it feels wrong at the moment, or you feel like something's been taken away from you, but that's actually God protecting you, right? Protecting you. Like, I have learned to hold off on the emotional response, to just sit with myself for a minute. And then if I need to give a response, I do. But normally when I do that, I don't need a response, because I have seen everything I needed to see at this point. And the people who benefited from you when you were not in a peaceful mind, and when you were very chaotic, it will look like you're being selfish, self-centered, that you think you're high and mighty. It will look like all of that. And trust me when I say it, it's okay. It's okay. You got to be the villain in somebody's story. You can't be the superhero in every story. Let them have that. Let them have that. Like, blame it on me. But one thing I do know is I'm going to walk away with my peace. So this has been a conclusion of all the things, the 6 things that I have learned that changed my life, actually, in 2025. If you found some truth in any of this that I was talking about today, please like, subscribe, comment, share. Let us know down in the comment section, what do you think were some life lessons you learned this year that you would love to share? I would love to hear them.